you like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward? SpongeBob's Pineapple Playhouse. Let's talk about it. So, if you were like me, a 90s baby, early 2000s kid, you definitely grew up with SpongeBob, watching it either non-stop with your family and friends, or you were a parent whose kids watched it non-stop, or you were currently a kid watching it right now. SpongeBob is one of those cartoons that can go on from generation to generation. He's like The Simpsons. He never ends. So a couple of favorites of mine, of course, number one would have to be Rip Pants. All-time classic favorite SpongeBob episode. Band Geeks, Chocolate with Nuts. I remember when they invented chocolate. I always hated it. Pizza Delivery. Krusty Krab Pizza is the pizza. Fun is also another one of my favorite. F is for friends who do stuff together. Let us know in the comments below, what are some of your favorite SpongeBob episodes, either past, present, or future. So the first time we officially saw SpongeBob as a puppet, and this might surprise a few of you, when Nickelodeon at the time was officially announcing the Jimmy Neutron series that was coming to premiere on Nickelodeon. Floor banners that you usually would see across a cartoon show or channel or network. Oh, coming up next on Disney Channel, or coming up next on Nickelodeon. To help you understand the whole premise of the show and that he's a boy genius and he invents different stuff, have Jimmy pop up, and whether it was for, like, I don't know, Fairly Odd Parents or Danny Phantom or whatever Nickelodeon show, SpongeBob, he'd pop up in the lower corner, and then he would appear with one of his inventions, click a button, and then the screen would turn different and weird. So during the time a few SpongeBob episodes were on, Jimmy would appear during the show to temporarily switch out the audio or change it into something different entirely. Some YouTube users recently found puppet segments of the SpongeBob SquarePants episodes, one being Hooky and Rip Pants. Now, do I know the whereabouts of those puppets? No. To me, that was the first time we officially saw SpongeBob as a puppet. So fast forward from that time on to 2020, a Paramount Plus original called SpongeBob as Told By, where pretty much a good majority of the SpongeBob cast would sit in a room, kind of recount and retell their favorite SpongeBob episodes, kind of like improv, and then to help tell the story, for as a visual, they would pop up like a SpongeBob puppet or a Patrick puppet. So I guess that consisted of 8 episodes. I don't know, at the time, because Paramount Plus was fairly new, they were trying out different things, seeing what worked and seeing what didn't work. So I'm guessing it did so well, which gave Nickelodeon the great idea to create their very own YouTube web series on the official SpongeBob YouTube channel called Pineapple Playhouse. To me, I feel like that's a play on Pee-wee's Playhouse. Pineapple Playhouse is a series of short little episodes from SpongeBob SquarePants. They're recreated with puppets. The series premiered on the SpongeBob SquarePants YouTube channel officially on October 7, 2020, and it started airing on Nickelodeon on April 16, 2021, and I believe it's still going on to this day. The puppets are shown and done in a very Muppet-type style. Just the way the visuals are done, when you're watching it, it brings you all those fun memories back to watching a SpongeBob episode for the very first time. I'm glad that they're releasing like a disconnect there, because sometimes if they try to take a cartoon and put it in a different format, it comes off weird and strange. And you're like, oh, I see what they're trying to do, but it doesn't really work. So, again, they're sticking to the original source material. Pretty funny. I like seeing it in a puppet form, because they've actually built like other SpongeBob characters, like Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, the Flying Dutchman, Mrs. Puff. Out of the background like fish characters that they can't make to full-on puppets, they end up being like finger puppets. I like the way they bring in props, so they use like cardboard cutouts of things. My favorite that they pulled off, they pulled off that because when Squidward's eating all those Krabby Patties, and then he gets like fat and it goes to his thighs, like it's a big foam body of him getting fat. So like doing that in cartoon, I would imagine it's difficult too, but in puppet form and showing him eating all the burgers and stuff like that, I think it's pulled off very, very well. Also, if you guys want to see any behind the scenes from the Pineapple Playhouse and how those episodes are made, the official Nicktoons YouTube channel, where they not only have YouTube short videos of how they pull off and make those episodes, also they have full-length videos. It's like side by side, so you can see the original Pineapple Playhouse episode, and then you can see them doing behind the scenes, how they puppeteer, how they do practical effects. So there are also several really talented puppet builders and puppeteers on the show. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name in advance. Spencer Lott, Jamie Bressler, Laura Mans, David Bizarro, Nicholas Mahone, and Ben Durocher. As far as puppeteers go on the show, Spencer Lott is the puppet designer for the show. He also puppeteers a few characters, and he's a Sesame Street puppeteer. Spencer has also lended his puppeteering skills as Plankton. Cody is also a puppeteer, lends his puppeteering and puppet building skills on the Pineapple Playhouse. He's better known on Instagram as Puppet John, and has also mentioned in a few of his posts on Instagram that he's lip-synced for SpongeBob on multiple episodes. Durocher, who is also a very talented puppeteer and puppet builder, has got to build and puppeteer and perform as the Flying Dutchman character. He's also puppeteered Mr. Krabs, Squidward, and multiple other background characters. Laura Mans is a puppeteer and puppet builder who also lends some of her puppeteering, puppet building, and practical effects skills to accomplishing some of the tricky on-screen magic that you see showcased in a few of the recreated episodes. She also has posted some behind-the-scenes photos and clips on her Instagram and website as well. And Jamie Bressler, who I've actually seen multiple times on Instagram. She's actually kind of gotten the moniker now as the girl who goes to Comic-Con each year with a different puppet build. So previous years she made like Fear from Inside Out. Recently this past year for Comic-Con, she actually made the official bird mascot of Comic-Con, but she's worked for the Henson Company, Puppet Kitchen, Disney Theatrical. And how she helps on the series is by, of course, puppet building and puppeteering. She built the Squidward puppet and both puppet versions of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, which looks like they just stepped out of the cartoon. She also built and carved the puppet version of crotchety old fish lady who's like, what are they selling? But anyway, major props to all of you that have worked on the show or continue to work on the show. I cannot wait to see more. Now to answer the main question as far as where are those puppets today? Well, it's kind of self-explanatory because since the puppets are still being used as part of the series, whatever Nickelodeon warehouse there is holding them, but those puppets of course are still being used. So I do hope that whoever is working on that little mini show either hold on to or keep a few of those characters for safekeeping because those puppets are too cool to just... So fun fact, I reached out to Laura Mans, who's one of the puppeteers and builders on the show, just to get her insight about the show and puppet building. Thank you for your interest, Justin. Unfortunately, I don't do podcasts or recordings as of now, but yours looks cool. Thanks for a refreshing and thorough introduction. It was really cool of her even just to get back with me. If you want to see more behind the scenes from her Instagram or anybody else's account, I have linked them in the description below. Everybody, so now we're at the portion of the video where I'm actually going to review a SpongeBob toy, and it's the Rip Pants talking SpongeBob singing, playing ukulele, I ripped my pants again toy. This is manufactured by Mattel and it came out in 2005. To press his feet, he actually would talk and blush and play the song Rip Pants.
So it goes good with everything? Ripped pants. They call a real rip-off. Oops, I guess I ripped my pants again. And now she won't even wear a glance. I ripped my pants. I know I shouldn't look around, I shouldn't turn, but the pain feels so much worse. I learned a lesson I don't soon forget. Don't listen and you won't regret. You won't end up like a fool who gets At least I wore my good underwear.
In 2005, I remember getting this on Christmas morning, running down the stairs screaming, ah! Loving the heck out of this thing and hugging it. Over the years, the problem is once you have this thing, you know, being a little kid, you put it on the floor. If you're like me and you have like a rug floor or hardwood floor and you have cat hair, it starts to mess with the wheels and mechanisms under his feet. And, you know, and a lot of this is like rubbery, so like latex filling. And over time, it could rip if it gets poked or damaged. I ended up selling him like a dummy. And then many years later, after high school, finding him on eBay, being able to buy him back for an affordable price, and also with the box. Also, here's the box that he came in. I was so happy to get both of them together because it's just as I remember as a kid. I think it's very cool how they themed the box out to the episode. And fun fact, what me and Alex just found out due to the box, this Rip Pants is actually episode 2, and its original air date was actually July 17th, 1999. That's perfect because July is, you know, summertime. All themed out. It tells you, you know, where to press him. So you reach your hand through this little hole right here and tap his foot, and then he would talk or sing, and then he would kind of move on this little platform. The background fish at the beach. So actually, this image is on a SpongeBob DVDs. On the back here,
I like the old Nickelodeon logo on the side.
As Marcus from Cartoons say, this is the green label, so you know it's 2000s. And it gives you a brief summary of the episode here. And actually, if you wanted to at the time, you could cut this out. And on the back here, it shows you how the toy works.
When I was a kid, I thought it was cheese at first.
He does look like cheese. Like I said, I feel like a dummy for throwing this away on Christmas morning, because I'm pretty sure we did that. We just chucked the box.
Same with all my stuff.
Because you know, you didn't think it was going to come back. If anybody wants to find one of these on their own, it could be pretty pricey with the box and even without the box. For him to work and be in working condition is awesome. Just a disclaimer, not selling, not looking to sell. Good. But yeah, if you find it, Shouts out to you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite SpongeBob episode? If you enjoyed this video, which I'm pretty sure you did, and if you did, go check out the next video on the screen where you can actually see me dress up like a full-on Doodlebob. I'm actually in a Doodlebob costume that was made by my dad and I. Pretty cool. If you want to see how we did that, go check out the video on the screen right here. And I will see you